Hello, welcome back to our channel. So today we're diving right back into the absolute madness. This is the 20th episode, Dear Harry, of the story Heart of a Phoenix. And man, if you've been following along, you already know the stakes are sky high right now. But honestly, nothing can prepare us for the sheer chaos and intense psychological chess match we're about to witness in this specific encounter. So let's just jump right into the action, shall we?
Stop right there. One more step, and you're dead. Okay, so we open this scene with this absolute, terrifying roar of pure, unfiltered fury. Ariana glances over her shoulder, and what she sees? Oh, it's literally the stuff of nightmares. Harry is charging after her at lightning speed. You can almost feel the sheer, blistering anger radiating off the guy from a mile away. The story drops us smack in the middle of this high-stakes pursuit. And trust me, Harry isn't just mad, he is completely out for blood.
Now, this part brilliantly illustrates exactly why he's so furious. Ariana actually thought her cunning little sabotage, literally gluing his boots to the ground, would buy her enough time to escape. Well, she totally underestimated his terrifying determination. Did he stop to untie his boots? Nope. Did he find a solvent? No way. He just ripped his own feet free, leaving his boots completely behind, and is now chasing her bare and bloody-footed. Ariana looks back and has this horrifying realization hit her. Just how much does Harry hate her right now? He would rather rip the soles of his own feet off than cut her loose. It is just a brutal, terrifying contrast between her clever trickery and his sheer, unstoppable willpower.
So, you might be wondering, why is Ariana running instead of just turning around and fighting? Well, because Harry is a manifestor. That means he's a talented individual wielding immense spiritual essence. Even with bloody, injured feet, the guy is wildly powerful. Ariana, on the other hand, is completely without any spiritual essence. She is entirely outmatched in a physical fight. There was zero chance she could ever be his equal in combat. So, her absolute only lifeline is the sound of the surging river tide nearby. She just has to get to that water.
The river is her one and only escape route, and we get this agonizingly tense countdown, 1,000 feet. She's clenching her teeth, running as fast as humanly possible, because she knows if he catches her, she's a goner. 500 feet. The surging tide is getting louder and louder. 100 feet. 50 feet. Harry's heavy, rapid footsteps are right on her heels. 10 feet. Now, she's a brilliant swimmer. She knows the literal second she hits that rolling tide, she'll be totally safe. Harry could never catch her in the water. So right at 10 feet, she leaps into the air, perfectly positioned to dive right into freedom.
But snap. The suspense just completely shatters, caught in midair. Just half a second, actually no, scratch that. A tenth of a second before she even hits the water, Harry's hand clamps right around her ankle. Just imagine the heart-stopping whiplash of that moment for a second. You are inches from salvation, you can already feel the spray of the river, and suddenly you are yanked violently backward by a guy who just tore the skin off his own feet to catch you. She was literally that close to freedom.
So Harry is now holding her completely upside down off the ground by one single ankle. Ariana is panicking, struggling, wildly flailing her limbs everywhere, and Harry, he just rolls his eyes, because she's actually doing the front crawl in the empty air. Does she seriously think she made it to the water? He lifts her high above his head with this ridiculously smug, satisfied smirk and drops this line, "Why aren't you running now? I'd like to see you try." It's just the sheer arrogance of a predator who finally caught his prey. Ariana feels like absolutely screaming.
Now, you'd probably think being dangled upside down by a furious Harry is the absolute worst-case scenario, right? Well, surprisingly for Ariana, it's actually the lesser of three evils. Why? Because if Harry caught her, it means Warwick and Jake haven't. Ariana's heart practically stops just thinking about Warwick's unflinching, terrifying poker face. And Jake? Oh man, Jake would be completely crushed. He'd feel so deeply betrayed if he found out the truth about her sabotage. Facing those two would be unbearable. So, hilariously enough, facing only a furious, bleeding Harry actually gives Ariana this sudden burst of courage. She demands he put her down so they can talk.
But what is Harry's response to her sudden bravery? He literally says, "What am I doing? Ha, do you really think I'll let you off the hook that easily?" He tells her she's his toy now, and with this wicked grin, he tosses her right up into the air by her ankle and catches her flat on her stomach on his open palm. And then he starts to spin her, literally like a magician spinning a plate on a stick. Faster and faster and faster still. It's just this dizzying, chaotic display of pure physical power and petty revenge.
As you can probably imagine, being spun around like human pizza dough is not exactly a pleasant experience. Ariana's stomach completely churns. She screws her eyes tightly shut, so incredibly dizzy she feels like she's going to throw up. She finally bursts out, "Damn you, Harry! Harry, you moron!" She's retching, demanding he put her down so they can just talk. But Harry? Oh, Harry is absolutely loving every second of it. Hearing the despair and the insults in her voice only proves to him that she hasn't learned her lesson. He's thinking, she tricked me, and now she's insulting me? Forget it! And he starts spinning her even faster.
And this brings us to a really brilliant psychological pivot. Ariana wants to cry, scream, and vomit all at the exact same time. But she knows a forceful approach is failing miserably here. Harry is the exact type of guy who yields to softness. So, holding on to just a shred of clarity, she switches tactics. Internally, she is wildly nauseous, she's cursing his name, and she is totally panicking that Warwick and Jake are catching up. But externally, she instantly transforms. Docile nods, profuse apologies, a voice as sweet as honey. She realizes she honestly doesn't know what's more nauseating, the endless spinning or forcing herself to act all nice to this guy.
She deploys her secret weapon with this exact line. "Dear Harry, you've been so kind to me. I'm sure you'd never want to bully a girl, right? I really think I might throw up, Harry." I mean, she lays the sweetness on incredibly thick, weaponizing her innocence. It's just a calculated, manipulative masterclass in survival. She knows exactly which buttons to push to exploit his masculine pride and his hidden weaknesses. And honestly, the craziest part of all this? It works perfectly. Harry experiences a complete internal meltdown. Now, he would never admit it out loud, but that gentle, pleading voice completely disarms him. He notices she has pretty eyes and a voice that could literally melt a guy inside out. But then he catches himself. He internally reprimands himself, thinking, bah, how could he have such thoughts about this ugly girl? He must have lost his mind. He violently halts that train of thought, clears his throat, and immediately stops spinning her. He desperately tries to maintain his furious facade, demanding, "Do you know what you've done wrong now?"
Ariana nods, looking as docile as a little lamb. "Harry, I'm sorry, I really am." Now, Harry is absolutely over the moon seeing her act so obedient, though he completely refuses to show it. But we, the viewers, know the truth here. Ariana is not eating humble pie out of genuine regret. Not at all. She is eating it out of sheer panic. The clock is ticking, because if Harry caught her, the others are just seconds away. She can swallow her pride with Harry, but she is way too embarrassed to face the others after what she did. She asks in her most naive, innocent voice if he can please put her down. But Harry, crowing internally, flat out rejects her, demanding she actually beg.
Frustrated but deeply desperate, Ariana realizes sweet talk just isn't going to be enough to get her feet back on solid ground. She needs a tangible bargaining chip. So she takes a deep breath, fights back her absolute vexation, and asks, "Harry, you want the juice of that immortal spirit fruit, don't you?" She reaches right into her chest pocket and pulls out a tiny medicine bottle. She shakes it in her hand. This is the ultimate prize, the very thing this entire chaotic chase has been about from the start.
This leads us right up to the climax of the episode. Harry looks at her, offering the bottle, and snorts inwardly. He thinks, what a cowardly girl. He fully expected her to be stubborn, to fight tooth and nail to the bitter end just to keep her prize. But Ariana is playing a totally different game here. She instantly surrenders the juice before he even has to ask. It's a highly calculated sacrifice on her part. She's trading the treasure to buy her immediate escape from a much more embarrassing confrontation with the rest of the team. And Harry, completely unaware of her true motives, smugly reaches out for the bottle.
And that is exactly where the episode ends. It leaves us with this massive, burning question. Will this fruit juice truly appease Harry's wrath, or has Ariana just made a terrible, terrible mistake by giving up her only leverage? We are going to have to see what happens when the rest of the team finally arrives. If you like this story, please like and share it, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.